Oh, 56 hard in the wall. Looks like we're going to stay green. Oh,
they got to spin.
95 around, 33 hard into the inside wall.
Oh, they're wrecking up front. 93, Ricky Johnson's around, collects a 30, the 59, the 30, I already said the 30. Oh,
They're still wrecking.
Oh my god, the 22 of Jason San Diego, damn it. Oh my word.
Turn 3 and 4.
Side, they fly for turn 3 and 4.
It's 66 now. Oh, they're 3 wide.
Oh, Joe, who's
3.
here?
I don't know. They're 3 wide through the tri-oval. Give it to Feld there at the yellow flag. For the lead, the 77 goes to the inside, doesn't have the run there. Goes back outside, he's going to try to have the momentum through turns 3 and 4. Peaks to the inside, it's going to be a drag race down the front straightaways. Calavol's around!
It's going to be at the line, it's so close! Merslack wins it!
Don't think. Oh, he got really close. He's going to look to the inside. Oh, they make contact! Oh my god! Joseph Weaver!
Thank you, Joe.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to beautiful Las Vegas and the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for tonight's feature presentation of the United States Online Racing League Red Bull Cup Series. As always, I'm your host, JoeTowNetwork. Alongside me tonight will be Tommy Bordeaux. He's currently running late, collecting his winnings from the casinos downtown, so we'll get him in the booth in just a couple of minutes. But with all that being said, I'll be able to take you through tonight's starting lineup as qualifying has already taken place here at Las Vegas before the broadcast got on the air. Whew, that's a mouthful. So happy you're joining us here on JTN tonight. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already subscribed here to us at JTN. Again, your home for NR 2003 racing. So, lineup for tonight. Starting on pole, it's going to be the 15 of Jeff Dixon. To his outside, it's going to be Jack Healy in that number 77 car. Cal Laval starts third in number 12. Fourth is going to be first-time entrant Robert Bauckham, but if you're a fan of JTN, you've heard that name before. In fifth, it's our Daytona winner, Noah Joyce. Sixth is Austin Hakes. Seventh, Garrett Sidner in the number 16. Eighth, the 49 of John Peterson in the Reading with Eric machine. Ninth, it's going to be the 7 of Cam Barnes. And rounding out your top 10 tonight, it's going to be Zach Krastowski in the number 1 Nickelodeon Chevrolet. A beautiful paint scheme always on that number 1 car. In 11th, it's going to be Darren Ingram in the 23 machine, Toyota. In 12th, the 29 of Chris Pickett. 13th, Sean Whitehill in the number 2 Dickies Menards Ford Fusion. I have to say the sponsors on that one since that's my team and my car, so, you know, gotta make sure I get those sponsors a little bit of airtime. In 14th, it's going to be the 13 of Austin Spencer. 15th, 51 of Matt Steelman. 16th, Ray Tustin in the number 18 machine. 17th is the number 11 of Antonio Ruiz. 18th, it's Trey Coleman in the number 8 car. Last week's winner, and we'll get to that in just a moment. 19th, it's the 14 of Joey Stefanu, hoping to not blow his motor on lap 1 this week as he did last week at Mansfield. 20th, it's the Bean Machine of Joseph Weaver, the number 10 machine. 21st, it's the 17 of Jake Oakley. My apologies, Jake. Mr. Oakley, sir. Jake Oakley in that beautiful number 17 machine. Then you got your second Bean Machine, 75, longtime friend of JTN, Davey Hazard, who you'll hear from later on tonight. I might got a little sneak peek of that a little bit earlier, but, you know, whatever. And 23rd, it's going to be the 25 of Randall Coleman. 24th, Mikey Murata, fan favorite. And rounding out the field tonight of 25, the 54 of Huang Do. Another fan favorite. So, 25 cars tonight at this beautiful 1.5 mile speedway for what promises to be a great race at Las Vegas. Here you're watching the number 8 of Trey Coleman. He's got the 25 of Randall Coleman behind him coming down the back straightaway. And I said it when I went through the starting lineup tonight. Trey Coleman was declared your winner after post-race vibe check at Mansfield as DJ Harris in the number, the 66 car last week. He failed post-race vibe checks, so he had the win taken away from him for that. In more technical terms, this league, there's different series. They used a different EXE the night before, forgot to change the EXE, and that gave him an advantage. That helped him win the race. So, unfortunate break for the 66 car. It's a big range of emotions to start off to have for a weekend, so unfortunate break there. But that means Trey Coleman in this number 8 car, he is into the Season 7 playoffs for the United States Online Racing League Red Bull Cup Series, so congratulations to him and the entire 8 team. Woo! We're having a fun time tonight here on JTN. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit subscribe. Also, today we launched the JTN Twitter, so if you go to the description, got a link down there that'll take you over to our Twitter page. Give us a follow over there. We appreciate it so much as we're, again, continuing to build the JTN brand. We appreciate y'all helping us do that. Here you see our pole sitter. The 15 of Jeff Dixon. Dixon was really fast last week, but couldn't. Internet issues caused him to lose out on that race, so hopefully that is not the same thing. There's Wong doing that 54, struggling off the corner, a little loosey-goosey. Guys probably setting up their cars a little loose tonight to fight the tightening track conditions that'll happen throughout the race, so you're going to be watching that for sure. There's Noah Joyce in the number 3 Permafrost, I believe, Dow machine. Dow Frost. My apologies. Dow Frost machine. Permafrost, that's something completely different that Dow probably hurts. Oh boy. Again, thank you so much everyone for tuning in tonight. We're winding down happy hour practice. You'll see the times rolling across the top of your screen here. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, like the video. And we appreciate y'all doing that so much here at JTN. Tommy Bordeaux going to be joining us up in the booth tonight. In probably 10 to 15 minutes. Probably just missed the start of this race. Hey man, you gotta collect your winnings at the casino. You see the choose cone on the back straightaway. That's gonna be an important part of the race tonight. And speaking of important things, let's talk about our sponsors here at JTN. We're gonna watch the 55 of Mikey Murata and the Napa Auto Parts Machine. Check out AutoSim in the link in the description below. AutoSim is the premier text-based simulated racing game on the market. It's for free. Autosim.weebly.com to find out more on how you can download AutoSim, not swim, AutoSim. You can find out more about how to download AutoSim and get involved in their community and their Discord. Their Discord linked on their website, autosim.weebly.com. Premier simulated text-based racing game. Also, check out JoeTow Designs. Use code JTN2 at checkout for 10% off your purchase. That is JoeTow Designs at Teespring on Teespring. Also linked in the description below. And also check out the JTN merch store. There's a little surprise that we'll talk about later tonight, but if you feel so inclined to do so right now, you can go check out the JTN merch store and maybe get a sneak peek at that surprise of what it looks like. It's up there right now, and we'll have Davey Hazard come on and talk about that later on in the broadcast. 134 laps tonight here at Las Vegas. Roughly 200 miles, I believe. Yeah, roughly 200 miles will make up this. Yeah, it is 200 miles. What am I talking about, folks? What am I talking about? But 200 miles tonight. The Pennzoil 200 presented by Jiffy Lube here at Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas, you know. Here's the read with Eric Carr, John Peterson, Eric with the sponsorship from Eric Jones. Facebook page where he reads children's books weekly on there with live stream. A great thing that Mr. Jones does. John and I share that affection for Eric Jones. Both like that Jones boy. Anyways. Woo, French fries pizza slice. That's a comment. French fries on pizza probably wouldn't be that bad. They're like crispy. Just a thought. Just a thought. Just a thought. There's Austin Hakes in the 28 Baloney Pony machine. And he's going to take it to the garage area, get that final little bit of tuning on it. The teen. Okay. All right. Here's Darren Ingram in the 23 car. And we're going to be getting ready to go to race. Here we go, folks. It's, again, 134 laps tonight.
Drivers, to your car.
Jeff Dixon will be leading them to green. You see them getting staged on the grid right now in this moment. 134 laps to lock yourselves into the 2020 Season 7/2021 Season 7 playoffs here in the United States Online Racing League. And the earlier you can do it, the easier your season will become. So one guy might roll the dice, might make a gamble at the end of this thing, depending on the strategy. And oh boy, here we are. Here we are. Hey man, I got the Discord open too, and I'm already laughing. Command to start the engines here. All 25 of these guys get those motors cranked up here. So again, so happy you're joining us on JTN, your home for NR 2003 Sim Racing Leagues. And if you have a league and you want to get it broadcast, go over to our Facebook page, send us a message over there, or heck, even go to our Twitter, slide into our DMs, and we can talk prices and, well, the pricing and price rates. You can also, if you want to sponsor a broadcast, you can head on over to both of those to find out more about how to do that. Working through some camera angles tonight, so we're gonna try to stay on top of it. But again, 134 laps, 200 miles in Sin City. You're hoping that you're not going to be labeled as a sinner at the end of this thing. You don't want to be the guy that takes someone out early on in one of these races. Definitely don't want to be the guy getting taken out. 25 drivers vying for one checkered flag, one spot atop the podium here at Las Vegas. Jeff Dixon, Jack Healy, row number 1. Cal Laval, Robert Bauckham, row 2, with Noah Joyce lining up in 5th with Austin Hakes to his outside for the start of this. Pace car makes its way down pit road. Row into the Myco restart zone. Flagman has the green flag in hand, and oh, we're underway. Hit the gas, get there fast. Green flag at Las Vegas. And already, the field's starting to get singled out here. Oh, and we got a crash at the back. I believe that's going to be a restart, folks. And it is. Big sad.
Drivers, to your
Big
car.
sad. Hey, that's the one good thing about sim racing. You have a big wreck on lap 1, you can tell everyone, hey, re-rack them, let's get it back going. So we'll try this again one more time. Whew. Try again, folks. Let's try again. And on cue, gets a restart. Hear the command to start engines again. He's making his way into the booth now. He's got so much money in his pockets from those casinos downtown. It's Mr. Tommy Bordeaux.
Well, I'm surprised I have as much as I do. I thought I would lose it all, but I had one lucky hand of blackjack, won a bunch, and said, I'm out of here. Sorry I'm a little bit late, but, you know, those cards kept coming, and I kept playing good hands.
Hey, you gotta know when. I don't want to get this
Know when
on.
to hold them, know when to fold them, baby.
Yep. Know when to walk away, know when to run.
And that situation is actually going to apply to a couple of these guys tonight, Joe. looking at situations where they might put their car in danger. Sometimes you got to know when to hold off a little bit so you don't end up busting at the end of this race.
And Tommy, it's going to be 134 laps of great racing action here at Las Vegas. So excited for this. We got a crash on the first start. Hopefully these guys got the crashing out of their system early on so we can get green flag racing all the way to the end. However unlikely that may be. Again, 134 laps tonight, folks. It's Tommy Bordeaux up here in the booth with me, JoeTowNetwork here on JTN. A Saturday night under the lights at Las Vegas for the United States Online Racing League Red Bull Cup Series. Jeff Dixon's going to lead him down. Jack Healy to his outside. Calaval in second. Calaval in third, rather. Fourth is Robert Baucom. And fifth, Noah Joyce coming into the Mike-Co. Well, it's the Mike-Co restart zone, but it's the start zone for the start of this race. Flagman, green flag, get there fast. Let's go racing, boys. Cool, boy. I
think you're going to danger zone right here down in turn 1 and 2. You can see these guys are really loose on there. They're holding onto these cars like at the edge of a knife right now. They've got so little room for them to move around, and traction-wise, it's going to be really close. We might see more wrecks there later tonight.
Yeah, and Tommy, we saw in practice, guys just, as the runs go on, it gets really hard to pass. As the tires fall off, things start to tighten up. So a lot of guys have these cars set up really loose at the start of these runs.
Yeah, Joe, and they set them up loose because, like you said, it's going to get a lot tighter later on. That penalty, of course, is you're going to be so loose in the beginning of a run, but the reward is you're going to have a faster car later in the going, and if we get long green flag runs, you might be one of the only cars on track able to move where you want and make passes.
Yeah, and it looks like we already got a yellow flag out tonight. The 55 of Mikey Murata. Looks like hard contact to the left side. Let's get you a replay. Unfortunate break for Mikey. Just has had terrible luck all season long.
Yeah, wild to think, Joe. He's still up in the top 10 in points, too.
Well, maybe not terrible luck. Go down to the corner. Oh, I don't know if he got loose and he overcorrected, but he might be okay with the damaged models here at USORL. It's moderate damage, so might be a-okay here.
He might be okay, and I think he's going to stay in this thing. And that 55 team, I mean, Joe, it's maybe hurts to say this, but they've had a lot of experience with grinding out finishes after incidents, so I'm sure they'll be okay by the end of this thing. Chris Pickett involved a little bit too.
Yeah, I don't think damage on that 29 car is going to be too bad though. He looks okay. They'll hammer that out real easy. We choosing here?
Close.
Nope, Jeff Dixon disappeared. Doesn't look like it. So, Tommy, real quick, while we're at the start of this thing, we're going to get a word from our good old friend, Davey Hazard.
Thank you, Joe. So I don't know if you guys know this, but the life of a USORL Red Bull Cup Series driver is hard. So when I want to wear something comfortable, stylish, and shows my love for JTN, I usually head on over to the JTN merch store. Whether it be for some clean fits, the classic JTN logo tees, some great car designs, or even our new Fake Racers podcast merch, that's me. I know the JTN merch store has me covered, literally. Also, starting tonight, we're introducing the Season 7 USORL on JTN schedule t-shirt, highlighting the entire schedule and the races that will be broadcast live on JTN. Alright, so now I have to go back to doing the straights and the lefts and going the fast and stuff. But make sure you check out the JTN merch store and buy some of that sweet, sweet JTN merch. Thank you.
And Tommy, just some great merch options on the JTN merch store right now.
Yeah, Joe, take a pick of what you like. Boy, I'll tell you what, I really love the Fake Racers podcast hoodie. Davey sent me a little sneak preview earlier this morning, and I gotta say, my goodness, it is beautiful.
Hey, it's always great looking merch, and it's a great way to show your support for us here at JTN. Heading over to the JTN merch store. Link in the description below, where you can purchase all that great merch. As we're choosing, Healy takes the bottom, Laval up top. Garrett Sidner's going to take the bottom as well. Noah Joyce, Baucom, Hakes, and then you see the rest of the choices there.
Yeah, Joe, update from the Jeff Dixon camp. They lost power to that race car, We'll see if they're able to get that fixed and get back in this thing. But from hero to zero, first now the garage for that team.
Yeah, right now it's going to be Healy out front. He's going to have control of this restart. Call him back to green, Tommy.
And here we go. We're entering the Myco restart zone. Jack Healy on the inside in the 77. Away they go. Green flag back out here under the lights of Las Vegas. There is nothing quite Las Vegas at night. Sometimes you can get a little bit of slippery on the strip here. These guys, it's like a strip, but it's an oval instead of just a straight line. It's going to be real slippery out there to begin with here. So far, everybody holding on nicely this run.
Everyone doing a good job, giving each other room. We're getting single filed out. Right now, the battle's on for 5th with Baucom on the inside. Zach Krastowski, that beautiful Nickelodeon machine on the outside. Davey Hazard making his way up through the field. They're 3 wide down the front straightaway for a fraction of a second. Hazard to the inside of Baucom for the 5th position.
Boy, that's awfully dangerous spot to go through wide, Joe. Those cars, even though the front stretch, it's only that slight bit of curve, that's deceiving. We can see cars get loose there, spin out. It happened on Monday night in the lights race. Could happen again here tonight.
And Tommy, talk a little bit more about that lights race. What did you learn from competing over there Monday night?
Well, like I've been saying this whole time, Joe, very loose to begin a run, very tight to end it. So I think if you want to make a move to the front, to make passes, you're going to have to do it early because you don't really have that opportunity late in the run. So expect guys to be aggressive early and then see these guys try and find any kind of grip they can later in the run. Garrett Sidnor, he's looking to the inside of Healy as they go into 3. That 16 car doesn't make the move there, backs out of it just a bit. He was the one who won Lights Race on Monday, so Garrett Sidnor, we know he has a lot of speed. We'll see if that can translate into a Cup Series victory here tonight.
And Sidner made the move, switched from EcoBoost Racing over to this 16 team with, remind me of the team name, I don't want to get it wrong.
Games 1, 2, 3 Racing.
Okay. Games 1, 2, 3 Racing and Toyota. So he moves from Ford to Toyota in the offseason after being in the Final Four. Now he's looking to the inside of a Toyota teammate there with Healy to his outside for just a second, but Healy shuts the door through the tri-oval.
Honestly, Joe, as we've seen early on in this season, I gotta say, Garrett Sidnor, he just keeps getting stronger and stronger. Oh, we got problems.
Healy up into the wall. We're going to stay green. One car. Oh, man, Tommy. Oh, man.
Take a look on the monitor here, see what happened. It looks like that 77 car might have just gotten loose on his own, Joe. Let's take a look.
Oh, the 17. Sorry, Tommy. We still got big issues going on. The 17 of Oakley. Got really loose. Hit the apron through turn 4.
We got a bunch of guys getting loose. Just to confirm, that was the 77. Rear end stepped out him in 1 and 2. That's what's dropped him back to 8th now from the lead. It's Garrett Sidnor out in front of the 16 car.
Now Darren Ingram looking to the inside of Robert Baucom. This for the 6th position. He's going to get that. Healy's going to try to follow him through here. He does.
Yeah, and Joe, as that's happening out on the track, one driver rejoining. It's going to be the 15 of Jeff Dixon. Crews sorted out the issues, and they'll see. Oh, we got problems. It's Noah Joyce involved.
Oh, we got cars flipping. Randall Coleman.
Unbelievable.
I think he just killed Noah.
My goodness.
Oh, Noah's okay. He's driving away, but the top of that car is not okay.
A couple of those drivers, Joe, they went all in on red, and it came up black. They're going home empty-handed tonight.
Let's show you what happens. Noah Joyce running second, coming off of turn number 2. You're going to see that car's the rear end's just going to step out on him, Tommy.
Boy, and he was running so well, Joe. I was going to say before that last yellow there, Noah Joyce, our Daytona winner, up there in second, running well, but now not so much, Joe. That car looks more crinkled than Santa Claus face after a long night of delivering gifts.
And just over a month away from Santa Claus coming to town, but Noah Joyce is probably going to be asking for a new race car for Christmas this year.
Yeah, no doubt, Joe.
Let's get our auto owners on board with Randall Coleman here. Actually, visor cam. You're going to see the incident way up ahead. Then just pow! Runs
What
into
a
the
hard
side.
hit, though.
Well, and Tommy, what happens there? Like, I mean, I look at that and I say, well, how did you hit him? Right? He's sitting there middle of the track. What happened to cause Randall to just absolutely T-bone that number 3 car?
Joe, sometimes it's you don't know where that incident was, and like you saw from that visor cam there, Randall had a couple cars in front of him that moved to the side, and by then it was too late to see where Noah was, and object fixation took over. I'm sure he was pounding on those brakes, but Joe, when you hold them down all the way, sometimes they lock up, and that's just what happened there.
Race off of pit road. Cal Laval, he's going to win it. Garrett Sidner coming out second. Austin Hakes, Davey Hazard, Aaron Ingram, your top 5 off of pit road.
Well, Joe, we're here in Vegas tonight. The local temperature is 85 degrees in the air. It's a warm night in Las Vegas, as it usually is. I remember a couple of years ago in Las Vegas, it was 100 degrees at night. Walking around the strip, it was quite the time. But let me tell you, Joe, the sights around Vegas are something else. And now with that new stadium out there for the Las Vegas Raiders, it should be an exciting experience once that thing opens up and fans can come in.
Indeed, Tommy, and Vegas has it all. You have a racetrack just down the way from the strip. You have the Vegas Golden Knights at T-Mobile Arena. You also have, obviously, you said the Las Vegas Raiders new to town this year. Just a lot of things to do. And you also have, the gambling capital.
And a lot of shows, too.
And a lot of shows. A lot of shows.
But I'll tell you what, no show's going to be better than here tonight on JTN. It's the USORL Red Bull Cup Series at Las Vegas. Joe, it's the Pennzoil 200 presented by Jiffy Lube here tonight. Cal Laval, though, in the Mobile 1 car, leads the field as we're heading to the Choose Cone now.
And those Mobile 1 execs, they got to feel really good. They're going to be watching to see what line Cal chooses, just like we are, as they come up to the Choose Cone here at the end of the back straight away. Cal's going to take the bottom. Then Austin Hakes, he was in third. He decided to take the outside there. Davey Hazard's going to move up into that third position on this restart. You see everyone making their choices.
Had a race with Austin in that lights race on Monday. I know he's running a very similar setup to what I ran, and we saw that outside line help us a little bit on restart. So we'll have to see if that translates here to tonight, and whether or not Austin Hakes in that 28 Sara Lee Oscar Mayer machine can get a good restart here. But it's Cal Laval controlling the field as they head off of turn 4, heading into the Myco restart zone. That Ford Mustang ready to go, and the green flag waves. Cal Laval late in that zone. He's going to start us. Looks like a great restart from Davey Hazard right behind him.
Yeah, and that 16 car, Garrett Sidner just spun the tires so hard there, Tommy, and he's just stacking up that entire outside line right now. And Davey Hazard now looking to the inside of Cal off of 2.
I was going to say that's not going to help Austin Hakes, but it does benefit Davey Hazard. That B machine, the 75, a couple weeks ago at Daytona, had a rough race, blew an engine while leading, and now he's looking for the lead here at Vegas. Looks like he's going to get it done off of 4, but there comes Garrett Sidnor. He's charging back after a poor restart.
Yeah, and look who's made a great recovery already early on in this race. It's Healy in that 77 back up into the 4th position. Now Sidner goes to the bottom, the inside of Hazard. He makes the pass and retakes the lead.
So Hazard may have led a lap, but it's Sidnor in the lead now. That 16 car, very fast piece right there for Garrett Sidnor. We know he's going to be quick in this race, but how quick? Well, he's showing it now. He just took his way from a poor restart, couple of rows back even, and now he's back up to the lead just a few laps later.
And I want to point out the thing about draft here at these 1.5 miles, especially ones like this at Las Vegas, where there's a lot of grip, Tommy. The draft, it's going to be a very crucial part of the strategy of these drivers tonight, right?
Yeah, Joe, you don't want to fall outside of that lead group. It kind of seems like maybe it shouldn't be that way. This isn't a super speedway. What's draft got to do with it? But you're going to see as this race develops, some different packs form. The lead pack, the mid pack, perhaps a rear of the field pack. And, you know, just being able to cut through that air, have that car in front of you cut through it for you, can do a lot of wonders. And I think if you're going to have a shot at the end of this thing, you're going to want to be in that lead group. And right now, that lead group is just 2 cars. Garrett Sidnor and Cal Lovell pulling away from the rest of the field.
You see on your screen, Healy makes the pass for third, gets by that 75 car, Davey Hazard. Ingram, as I say that, Healy really loose on the bottom. I noticed a couple guys, they're getting really low through turns number 3 and 4, and they're clipping that apron, Tommy. You don't want to do that, of course, but as a driver, if you know that's your best chance of making speed, are you going to keep risking it to get low like that?
Well, I am, Joe. I really felt that during the lights race on Monday, especially with my setup. It cut through 3 and 4 so well when you got it right on
Healy's
the front.
around!
Oh, we got problems in the front stretch.
And again, the 77 of Healy getting loose. Oh, and the 14 is Joey Stefano makes contact with the 15, but Jeff Dixon.
Yeah, luckily not too much else going on, but it looks like Chris Pickett in the 29's got some rear end damage.
Get a look at
Have
that
to
real quick.
investigate that.
Here's again the replay of the 77 of Healy. Just gets loose coming off the corner again. Everyone's setting up their cars very loose. Davey Hazard, Austin Hakes do a great job of avoiding that 77 car. See what happens with that 29 of Pickett if he already had that damage. Might have already had that damage, Tommy.
Yeah, you might be right, Joe.
Oh, wait. No, he didn't. Here's what happens with the 29 of Pickett. Cintas machine. Gets loose up in that upper groove, so that sends that 29 car around.
That's going to affect that arrow, Joe, big time.
And that actually...
It's not going to feel too good.
That actually happened before this incident with Healy.
Well, how about that?
Huh?
Oh, I said, how about that? Multiple incidents. And boy, looking at the replay there, quite the hard hit for Pickett right there.
And here's that secondary contact with the 15 and 14. But alas, everyone coming down pit road to get those fresh tires, Tommy, and it looks like the order's going to stay close to the same. Like Randall Coleman, Mikey Murata staying out. They might be coming this next time by.
Yeah, let's talk about that, Joe. Pit stops. It's Vegas, Joe. And we talked about gambling earlier, and these guys, these drivers, these crew chiefs, well, they're going to do a little bit of gambling too, Joe. You might see someone roll the dice out here tonight and maybe take a risk on a strategy that might be different from the rest of the field, whether that's staying out on old tires, only taking 2. Joe, the opportunity for a little bit of playing definitely possible here at Vegas tonight. And boy, let me tell you what, Joe, you can either win the jackpot on a move like that, or you can lose it all.
Tommy, I don't like losing.
I don't either. I don't either. I'll tell you what, my first time at Vegas in an online.
Boy.
Let me tell you.
Tell him it.
I rolled the dice.
Oh, yeah, you did.
It came up full house, royal flush, 21. It was great. That's where I got my first career NR 2003 win over in the Fast Racing Alienware Performance Series. If you can,
that was a long time ago.
Back to those days, it was a long time ago. But one of those drivers in that race who finished third in that event is Austin Hakes, and he's here tonight in the 28 car. How about that?
Wowza, here we go. Choose cone. Cal's going to take the bottom. A lot of guys taking the top here. It's like Garrett Sidner. He's going to gain a couple positions here. I don't think Garrett wants to start in that outside line again here.
It didn't work for him last time, but I think following Cal, he's going to have a better shot at sticking with him. And even though those cars looked to be the fastest and they were able to pull away no problem, they just want to get that done sooner.
Yeah, so we line up like this. Cal Laval in the lead, Davey Hazard to his outside, Garrett Sidner, Darren Ingram, and Wong Do, your top 5 here. Coming into the Micro restart zone, Cal's going to have control of this restart. He's going to wait. He waits. Green flag. We're back racing at Las Vegas.
Well, again, that outside line didn't get that great of a start. Actually, Hazard looks like he got a better one than Sidnor at least, but he's still going to fall back to second and might surrender third to Sidnor.
Sidner all to the inside of Hazard here down the back straightaway, and Sidner might actually get to the inside of Cal going into 3 and 4. He doesn't. That 16 car is really hunting the bottom right now, making a lot of speed, Tommy.
Boy, he's so good right here. I got to tell you what, Joe, I mean, not only at the beginning of the run, but you take a look at that 16 car towards the end of the run. He's going to have a lot of speed in that machine still, and it's amazing when you consider that he does all of this while racing on a keyboard.
Ah, that's scary, man.
Could you imagine?
Could you imagine?
I sure can.
Talk about that too, because you know when you race with the wheelie, you race with the controller, right? You got a little bit more range of actions that you can take. When you're with the keyboard, you're just hitting a button, right? So there's not as much that you can do to correct an issue that you're having.
Yeah, and it's very impressive what he's able to get done and the car control that he maintains out there. I mean, personally, I've even gone to controller for a couple races before, Joe, when I didn't have access to a wheel, and it was a nightmare. I couldn't figure it out, and I couldn't imagine what it's like for him to be on keyboard, but a lot of experience with it, and he's showing off that even keyboards, too, can be competitive in NR 2003.
Keyboards matter, folks. Keyboards matter. Field rocketing through turns 1 and 2. We're watching this race play out right now, Tommy. And every time we've had a quick caution, everyone's come to pit road. Do you think that's going to be the trend throughout the night?
It depends how long of a run we have. If we, like you said, have quick cautions like that, I think we might see that early on in the race, but as we get closer to the end, I wouldn't be surprised as we have another yellow here. If guys decide to stay out, let's see what happened to bring out this caution.
Like it's the 14 of Joey Stefano. A terrible start to the season, continuing for Joey in this high point machine. He's one of the folks carrying a JTN logo on the back, so oof. Feel like we might be a little bit of bad luck here.
Nonsense, Joe. Nonsense.
Oh, he's got a TWB logo. Oh, he takes out the 49 of Peterson, too. Just got loose. Again, just got loose center of the corner. Oh, and Pickett hardened to the outside wall.
One of those guys, he's making his return to sim racing as a whole. He's had quite a lot of time off. Perhaps some, growing pains, if you will, getting back into the sport. Looks like the 49 of Pearson, not too heavy a contact, though.
I should be okay able to buff out. Everyone, again, coming to pit road here, continuing that trend.
Like I was saying, Joe, I do think once we get later into this thing, you might see some guys stay out instead of pit later in the race. Again, to gamble a little bit, to roll the dice, because track position, I think, is going to be important, but you got to balance it out with tires, and if you hit it right, I think some driver could come away with a win. Oh, close race off pit road. It's going to be Davey Hazard up front. He's going to be able to control this restart, Joe.
Yeah, and that's what you want to have. You want to have control of these restarts. We've seen, though, Cal, these last couple times, he's controlled the restart, but he loses the lead a couple laps down the road. Zach Krusowski, though, stays out, so he's going to be the presumed leader unless he comes to pit road here. Might just be trying to get some bonus points, get some TV time for that number 1 car.
It could be a risky move, I think, this early on to do that. Then again, it wasn't the longest run in the world, but certainly more than just a lap or two.
And Davey's got to be fuming in that 75 car. He's probably coming off pit road thinking, oh, I'm going to have control of this restart. And now he's got that 1 car out front with said control of the restart.
Yeah, and that changes everything, Joe. How they approach this, of course, it's going to come down to the choose cone to see who takes what line. But sometimes, if you're in Zach Krusowski's shoes, you just got to make something work, and I'm sure the folks at Nickelodeon appreciate their car on screen.
Gotta get that TV time for these sponsors, man. That's what makes the world tick nowadays with all these drivers and keeping them on track, keeping them racing here in the United States Online Racing League at Las Vegas tonight. The Pennzoil 200 presented by Jiffy Lube. 134 laps around this beautiful mile-and-a-half speedway out here in Las Vegas. See if we get chooses. We do. So Zach's going to take the bottom there. Garrett Sidner again taking the bottom, so we've seen that number 16 car really strong down there, so no surprise that he's the first one to pick that lane, or first one after our leader picked that lane, rather. But again, a lot of guys choosing that outside line. It seems like it's the place guys maybe mid-pack want to be.
Yeah, well, Joe, also factor in who's leading. A new leader out there, you don't know what this restart's going to be like, so maybe you just want to be on the safe side and go to the outside. But right now, headed to the restart zone, Zach Kostowski hits the gas, green flag back out. Ooh, Davey Hazard gets a great start.
Yeah, it looks like that one car had a lot of wheel spin there going through the restart zone, so Davey Hazard's going to take the lead down into turns 1 and 2.
Meanwhile, that 16 is Sidnor. He's going to struggle a little bit, kind of boxed in there. Ooh, with Darren Ingram on the outside, really close.
Sidnor squeezes up.
Well, I mean, that is the definition of a squeeze. If you put a lemon in between those cars, you'd have lemonade. These cars fanning out in 3 and 4. Everybody loose on this initial restart. Oh, the 51! We got a couple.
Big crash coming off of turn 4. And a lot
they're
of
still wrecking.
Steelman, though, looks like he's going to get the worst of it. That is a tough break for that number 51 machine.
Yeah, Joe, they were getting pretty rowdy out there on that restart. Cars 3 wide everywhere, it seemed like, and something had to give.
That looks like maybe a little contact with the 8, but more so just that 51 car gets loose. 77 hits him there, too. Just nowhere to go for these guys. It gets really tight coming through that tri-oval. Cars getting flown everywhere.
Yeah, it really tightens up on that exit there. And you see that sometimes at a selection of these 1.5 milers. It seems like you have all the room in the world coming out of turn number 4. But then once you enter that tri-oval area, all of a sudden you run out of room up high and you get really close to the wall. And we've seen guys, sometimes when they do get close to the wall, that's what actually spins them out. It's just that grip up there, all that rubber, those pebbles, those marbles up there make a difference. And perhaps a little bit of that there.
Can't get a good with on board with the 77 of Healy. Again, you can just see the challenges that these drivers have with the track. And just everything getting closed up really quickly. Thinks he has a lane, and then just that 51 car trying to, Steelman's obviously getting on the brakes, trying to slow it down. Healy's trying to slow it down, and just a tough break there for everyone involved.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating for Healy especially. We've seen him be really quick, even lead this race at some points. But then, of course, involved in a number of incidents here tonight. If he can rebound and get a good finish, it'll be a win for them, that's for sure.
Still under yellow here, working lap number 30. I believe it's 33. Again, the ticker updates once the last car crosses the start-finish. Something to consider. Davey Hazard, though, still out front. He's going to have control of this restart. Nobody deciding to pit there among our leaders. Zach Kostowski came down pit road, though. That makes a lot of sense. We saw how much that one car struggled on the old tires.
Yeah, a lot of wheel spin there, Joe, and I felt that a little bit, too, on Monday when I was on old tires restarting, so not shocked by that.
Oh, Tommy, it's a fun night here in Las Vegas. We're starting off a little slow, couple wrecks here to start this race. Guys just not getting a chance to feel out the, kind of the momentum and the energy of this race so far.
Yeah, we have yet to have a super long green flag run. It'd be great if we could see green flag pit stops. We had them last night in the Truck Series race run by the USORL, and that certainly changed the game a little bit. But definitely, Joe, if we got green flag pit stops, a long run like that, we're going to really see who these winners are out here tonight as we see who chooses what lane at the choose go now.
They're coming up to that choose cone here at the end of Nellis Super Straight. There you see it. Davey Hazard, he's going to take the outside. So first time we've seen the guy with control of the restart choosing that outside lane.
You know, I'm going to say, Joe, if you're the leader in this situation, I don't know that it really matters so much, what line you pick, as long as you can clear that car down below you or ahead of you going into one. I think especially if you're on the outside, you want to clear them. If you're on the inside, it get kind of tight, but, I think Hazard's in a good position here. We'll see how he gets off and launches as we will soon enter the Myco restart zone, restarting lap 33, and away we go. Davey Hazard leads him to the start and finish line, gets a good restart on Lovell. Looks like he might clear him into one.
Hazard with a great restart. He's going to have the lead by a couple car lengths here. Laval, though, washes up the track there through the center. They're going to be 3 wide coming off turn 2. Darren Ingram in the middle.
I don't know, Joe. I don't know how they kept that together. We're still 3 wide entering 3. Somebody's got to give something. Lovell way up the racetrack, but he's going to hold on to second for now.
Yeah, Ingram backs off there as he is the guy in the center. So good move there by all those guys not wrecking it up there. That would have been big-time carnage here with the rest of the pack still behind him. But Hazard now your leader.
Yeah, that probably saved them from a catastrophe. Right now, Cal Lovell looking low on the 75 of Hazard. Looks like he might get that spot going into 3, Joe. He's been so quick tonight, that 12 car.
There you see Laval there. He makes the pass for the lead. So give it back to Cal Laval in the number 12 Mobile 1 machine here in the Pennzoil 200.
Woo, and Garrett Sidnor sliding just in front of Hazard. That's a couple times now. That 16 has made some close moves early on in the race. Here he goes looking to the outside of Cal. Nothing doing there. Trying to get the run down the back straightaway. These two really have been the cream of the crop tonight thus far, but a long way to go here in Vegas. Just about 100 laps to go.
Garrett now to the inside here through turns 3 and 4. This has been his bread and butter all night long where he's made passes. He does so. Move Garrett Sidner back out to the lead here, coming down the front straightaway.
Boy, he made it look easy. I mean, didn't he, Joe? It was like Cal was standing still, and now that gives Hazard the momentum to take second place. Cal Lovell on the wrong foot.
Cal moving back here, being in that outside lane, not working very well for that number 12 car. Huang Do now to the inside here in this 54 machine.
I don't know if we talked about Huang Do that much tonight, but he's finding himself up in the top 5 still. A nice run for that 54 machine. And he's going to be on the inside of Lovell still at the line. Looks like he might clear him into 1. And he does.
So now Darren Ingram trying to make the pass on Cal Laval here. Oh, they make contact!
Contact! Oh, he saves it! Both cars hold on.
Oh, and Cal has got to be fuming in that 12 car right now.
Not what you want to have happen so early into the race, Joe. Impressive that those guys were able to keep it together, but Cal has gone from the lead all the way back, almost outside of the top 10 at this point, in just a matter of a few laps.
And that 12 car just looks like it's a lot to handle right now, washing up through the center. Austin Spencer now going to go to his inside here. Well, make a little contact there. That 12 car just has fallen off a cliff right now, Tommy.
Not only, Joe, did that sled impact his tires, remove, just basically shaving off grip left and right, like you're shaving a beard that's been growing for 12 months, but also those tires are going to be heated up. I mean, it's already a hot night here at Las Vegas. I'm sure those tires basically on fire now.
Tires on fire, that's not good.
Never good.
Ooh. Oh, brother, there's a lot of checkups through the mid-pack here. Oh, we got a car around on the back straightaway. It's Cam Barnes. Like he's all by himself. We're going to stay green.
We stay green.
We go back to our leader, Garrett Sidner here. He's pulled about a 2 car length, maybe 2.5 over Huang Do in the 54, who sits in second.
More one of those Final Four contenders last year at Homestead. We've talked about it before. It seems like he's had a lot of upward potential this season, Joe. So far right now, just seems like he's so fast. I mean, he's got the field by a hand tonight, just leading them around. at his will, but Huang Do keeping it close to the 16.
Yeah, you just got to stay close, right? Maybe that 16 is sitting there. Maybe he's pushing his stuff a little more than you are. Maybe, just maybe that car is really, really good in a short run and isn't good in a long run. We just haven't had the time to develop our thoughts, and we haven't collected enough data yet to really get a good read on what these cars are going to do over a long run. And as I say that, Huang Do closes the gap down the front straightaway.
Yeah, I'll give you a good read here, Joe. I think Huang Do is trying to take the lead. He halved Garrett Sidnor's advantage last time by. He honestly looked a little bit into turn 1 up high to see if he got anything going. And just give it a few laps, Joe. That 54, he's there. Now it's just a matter of passing him.
He's got it. You just got to try to get the nose to the inside. And one thing that he has going for him, he's driving a Toyota. That Toyota nose a little bit longer on the front end, so maybe that helps him a little bit as he's side by side through turns 1 and 2 here.
That's going to be tough, Joe. I noticed there's not too much grip up in that high line just yet, and I don't think we're going to see it too often tonight. A car making a move in 1 and 2 on the high side, but possibly in 3 and 4. Really close right there. Huang looked low, and Garrett Sidnor shut the door. Now hazard on the bumper of Do as we enter lap number 45.
And we got a yellow. Oh, it looks like Austin Spencer involved. Randall Coleman. We can get you a replay.
Randall Coleman's had a lot of problems tonight. Last night as well in the Truck Series event.
Oh boy. We got a big jumble of cars here. There you see it. Bean Machine, Joseph Lear really sends it down into turns 3 and 4, makes contact with Austin Spencer in the 13. And just a tough lick there for the Ice Mountain number 13 machine.
Looks like everybody coming down pit road this time, Joe. Smart move, of course. Looks like that was just about our longest run yet. Quite the incident there in 3 and 4. I mean, that 13 car, he slid on his side for a long time.
And you see it. You saw the onboard with Randall Coleman as we go to our pit exit camp. See the race off pit road here in just a second once these guys get down here. But Tommy, like you said, everyone coming down pit road, gotta get those fresh tires right now.
And leading them off is going to be Huang Do. He's going to inherit that lead on pit road. A great stop for him. And how about Jeff Dixon in the 15 car? He's made his way back on the lead lap and now in second place.
Yeah, what a rebound for that whole 15 team. Oh, lose power early, get it back out on track. Just a great rebound, redemption arc for this team tonight.
We got plenty of time to go, too. I mean, they benefited from a lot of quick yellows here early in the going. So that 15 team, if you're going to have an issue like that, good to have it early here tonight, apparently.
Yeah, that's what I always say. Have your issues early. You know, early in the semester, if it's for college or for high school, early in a race works the same way. Early in any type of sport, really, because then you have the most amount of time to make up that disadvantage you've put yourself into because of the mistake or the tough luck in the case of Jeff Dixon here tonight.
Hey, Joe, how come all my disadvantages in school come at the end of a quarter? What gives?
You just ain't doing it right. You gotta prepare, man. You gotta. It's like points race, and you gotta get the points as early on in the season as you can. You know.
Oh, I do know. That's my strategy, actually, on a lot of things when it comes to school. It is a points game sometimes. With these drivers, it can also be a points game to make the playoffs later in the season. But if you win, forget it. You're locked in. And we have two drivers right now in that situation. Trey Coleman and Noah Joyce, winners at Mansfield and Daytona, respectively.
And we talked about it earlier. Trey Coleman getting that win after DJ Harris failed the post-race vibe check with USORL officials. So, again, a tough break there for DJ, but Good. Worked okay there for Trey Coleman.
It sure did. Sometimes something like that happens, Joe. And failing the post-race vibe check, it's happened to all of us, certainly. But it's the worst when it comes after you win a race. Looks like we'll be choosing here soon, Joe.
Here we go. Here's the choose. Top 2 take the bottom. Garrett Sidner are going to take the top here, so that's the first time we've seen that tonight. Gets him out onto that front row, though, where he hasn't really had an opportunity tonight. That 16 crew has just been terrible on pit road tonight. They've lost positions, it seems like, every stop.
We're going to have to get it in gear, and I don't mean just the car. I mean that pit crew. They're going to have to do something to figure that problem out because, Joe, I got to say, it could matter late in the going. They can't be losing spots like that.
You can't be losing spots like that, and a guy that has, well, he has all the track position. He's got the best spot. Huang Do, he's going to lead him into the Mikeco restart zone here. Green flag, and we're back racing at Las Vegas.
Wait, but again, though, not a bad start from Sidnor this time on the outside. Certainly not as bad as last time he was up there.
And not too terrible of a restart. He's going to be all over the back bumper. The 54 looks to the inside here, coming down the back straightaway off of 2.
Well, if he can make moves like that, maybe his pit crew doesn't need to be that good. So,
Darren Ingram hardened the inside wall, and we're going to have a caution.
oh, heavy rear end damage in that 23 car.
Get your replay.
Looks like that thing just turned into a hatchback.
I don't think that's good for the aerodynamics.
Certainly not. And I hope that fuel cell's intact, Joe.
Ooh. Oh, and he hit that angled wall there where the opening is for the track safety workers. Yikes.
And that's the worst place to hit, Joe.
Jeff Gordon would like to talk with NASCAR. Well, and what really caused that, Tommy, and we've seen that cause a couple, close moments throughout the race. 3 wide off of turn 2 because the guy on the outside gets really loose, collects the car, and then that just stalls out that guy that was right behind him that had looked to his inside. And again, just that's what happened there. Trey Coleman looks like he made contact with the right side of Darren there. And it's what caused that 23 car to get spun around and hit that inside wall.
Yeah, a similar incident happened at the end of the lights race too, actually, Joe, involving myself, Austin Hake, and Cameron Barnes. Definitely the exit of turn 2. If you're going 3 wide, it's probably not going to end well for you tonight.
Probably not. A little bit of sneaky strategy there from the 54, acting like he's going to go down pit road. It looks like Randall Coleman, Zach Krastowski, Antonio Ruiz coming down pit road. Darren Ingram, obviously, coming down pit road, try to repair that damage on the back end of that car. Should be okay. I mean, it's moderate damage, right, Tommy? And didn't hit the engine anywhere, so should be a-okay.
Can you DoorDash Bear Bond to a pit box? Is that possible?
Might.
They might have to see if they can, because it's going to take a lot to fix that thing.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Thank you.
Working lap number 50 here at Las Vegas. And again, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in tonight here, Saturday night, under the lights at Las Vegas for the United States Online Racing League Red Bull Cup Series here live on JTN. Make sure if you haven't already, hit like on the video, subscribe to us here at the JoeTowNetwork JTN hit that little bell icon to get notifications anytime we go live or we post a new video. Here on JTN, we've started the Fake Racers podcast with myself and Davey Hazard, talking about all of the fun things going on in the racing world. And oh boy, we've had a fun time with that. Make sure you go check that out after our coverage tonight has concluded. And Tommy, you know what else they can do? They can head over to the JTN Facebook page. And now, introducing the JTN Twitter page, launched today. You can also go give us a follow over there, where we'll post, again, when we go live and when new videos come out here on the JoeTow Network.
Yeah, I followed that Twitter page immediately. I pretty much know all the JTN updates, being part of the crew, but who knows what kind of fun stuff's going to be posted there. Definitely keep an eye on that and give it a follow if you're on Twitter.
Hey, just a fun time. Also, again, our Facebook page, give us a like over there. Continuing to grow the brand here at JTN. Also, check out the JTN merch store for some great, some really good designs, if I do say so myself. You got the classic JTN logo shirts. You got all different car designs. You even have Fake Racers podcast merch. And now, tonight, you can start purchasing your Season 7 United States Online Racing League on JTN schedule t-shirts. Has the entire Season 7 schedule on the back, highlighting all the races broadcast live here on JTN.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, Joe. I enjoy that shirt. I really like it. I think it's cool to have that schedule on there. Especially those JTN little logos next to all the races that we're broadcasting.
And here we are choosing Garrett Sidner. He's going to take the bottom here for this restart, so he diverges from his strategy last time, although now he has control of this restart. See everyone picking Trey Coleman, dropping to the back after causing that last yellow. What a courteous young man.
You got to do sometimes. I'll tell you what, one last word on that merch store. I would get a shirt, but well, ask my mom. I already have way too many, so I might have to hold off for a little bit, but I will be cleaning my closet at some point.
There we go.
I love you, Mom. And here we go, back into the restart zone. Garrett Sidnor this time is going to lead them into it. And away we go, green flag, back out of Vegas. Well, a fantastic restart for the 16, and we shouldn't expect anything less. That car right now way ahead of the field, and I think he's going to pull away at this point. Jack Healy back up to second after numerous incidents tonight, though, Joe.
And we're 3 wide. Oh, we got a crash!
It's a big one, Joe. Lots of cars involved.
And that all started with Sean Whitehill getting loose, coming off of turn number 2, getting the field 3 wide, middle of the pack. And then it looked like Austin Spencer and Cal Laval making contact. And that 12 car, Cal's has a really fast car, but just, you know, that slip up a couple restarts ago is what has caused that 12 car to get in that position where he's involved in this incident.
Sometimes when you have an accident or make a mistake, it just compounds itself and just gets worse and worse. It feels like a nightmare out there, and you just got to hope at some point your luck is going to turn around. I think the main thing he's got to do is get track position. But, Joe, if you got to keep hitting to fix damage, there's no way he's going to be able to get that.
Just, again, tough break. Here you see it again. You saw it live. But here it is again. I don't know if the 13 might have come up a little bit or if 12 came down, but just, again, 3 wide going into a corner, just not good. Not good.
No, not here, Joe.
You hate to see it. The car's coming down pit road as well here. Let you look. A lot of guys towards the back coming down pit road.
I'd say if you're in the back, I mean, why not, right? You're already back there. You're not going to gain any track position, really. Put some fresh tires on there. We've had a few laps on these ones, but you might as well.
Hey, go for it, right?
That's right. Yeah, you got to roll the dice.
That's like roll the dice counter number 5.
Someone ought to keep track, because there's going to be a lot more by the time this thing's over.
The question has been asked what I think about the Michigan game right now. I turned it off. I am done pulling my hair out. But here you see Garrett sitting there. He's your leader. He's not pulling his hair out, Tommy. He is having the night of his life right now. Very strong here at Las Vegas with the 16 Crunchyroll machine. What is Sidner going to have to do to continue all this positive momentum that he's starting to gather here, to continue that throughout the rest of the season?
Well, I'm going to stop you right there, Joe, and say, now hang on here. Remember the last time Garrett Sidnor had the night of his life, it was at Richmond on JTN, our first USORL broadcast, and though he had the fastest car and led a lot of the way, he did not come away with the victory.
Well, Garrett, buddy, I hope you're not listening, because Tommy might have just destroyed all your hopes and dreams.
No, I'm not. I'm just keeping it real.
Keeping it real with Kurt?
That's right. Keeping it real like my good buddy Kurt Montgomery over there in Hollywood working at the Albertsons. Let me tell you, though, Garrett Sidnor, again, Joe, like you said, yeah, he's got a lot of momentum right now, what he's got to do is just got to stay out of trouble, and that could be hard to do, and especially in a place like Vegas. But so there's no promises, no guarantees. But I think track position is the number one thing. If that pit crew doesn't fail him, I think we'll see him up there at the end as well.
Yeah, his pit crew's worse than Brad Keselowski's at the Phoenix Championship race a few weeks ago. So, I mean, I don't know. I call it like I see it, I guess, huh? We're going to be choosing here. Garrett Sidner, he's going to have pick of the litter. Here we go. He full commits to the bottom. Doesn't help me with my choose cone camera. That's okay. Everyone picking. So Sidner with control on this restart. Huang Dodo is outside. Healy in third. Davey Hazard fourth. Oakley in fifth. Austin Hakes in sixth. Seventh, it's the 49 John Peterson. Ray Tustin there in eighth. Zach Krastowski in ninth. And then I didn't catch who was in 10th. It looks like it's the 7 of Cam Barnes rounding out your top 10 here. Coming into the Micco restart zone. Garrett Sidner with control. Great flag. We're back racing here at Las Vegas.
Well, right now, Joe, you're seeing Garrett Sidner dominate this race, but take a look there at the 77 of Jack Healy. He's making the move now on Huang Do. That's for second place on the inside. He's recovered from a couple incidents tonight to get his way back up into the top 5. Let's see if that 77, if anyone has anything to challenge Sidner right now, it might be that 77 car. Although we've seen Huang Do have quite a bit of speed as well further on into a run.
Yeah, that 54 is really strong if we can get 5-10 laps under us here, but we've just struggled throughout the night to get a good green flag run with these drivers. So if you're Huang Do, you're really hoping that you can get that good green flag run as Davey Hazard makes the move, takes over that third position from Healy. 75 out in front of the 77 for third.
Cars still double file deeper into the pack, although for now single file towards the front. Lap 57 has just been completed. How about it, Joe?
Hey, and Tommy, lap 57, that's a big number for one of our partners. Why don't you tell us more about them?
Right, Joe. Well, that would be TWB, and on behalf of TWB, I'd like to point out tonight GardenLightsDirect.com. From porches, patios, to more, it's GardenLightsDirect.com. Go visit them online right now. They're having their Black Friday sale. That's their Black Friday sale going on right now at GardenLightsDirect.com. Once again, that's GardenLightsDirect.com.
How do you spell that, Tommy?
GardenLightsDirect.com.
All I'm telling you guys is this guy next to me in the booth, he is so good on drop of a hat. He can do it all. You look throughout the field, we're single file for the most part. Looks like Robert Blockham, Cal Laval, Randall Coleman. This is our only little group of cars that are racing for position. A lot of single file throughout the rest of the pack. So Cal trying to rebound here, Tommy. What does he got to do to try to get back up front?
Well, he's got to, first of all, make sure he doesn't get involved in any more incidents. He's got to be slow and methodical. I know it hurts me to say this, but he's also got to be patient, too. You can't force yourself into a bad move and get caught up and damage your car any worse. He's just got to stick with it right now, ride it out, don't get frustrated, just keep a level head right now, pick off cars as you can. You know your car's fast, but you've got to be able to get yourself out of trouble and not get involved in another incident.
I think that's solid advice, and I have a feeling the crew chief on that number 12 car, he's telling him that right now. Just, hey, buddy, you got a fast car. Just take it easy. It's okay. We'll make it up down here on pit road. We'll get you what we can, and you're going to go out and get the rest of those positions back, get back up inside that top 5. But right now, Tommy, it's the Garrett Sidner show. He's out front leading this number 16 machine.
It is right now, and Huang Do is keeping it close, but right now looks like the 16 under no heavy pressure. Like I would say, though, Joe, going back to Cal Level, I would say, racing is such a mental sport. I think more than a lot of other sports, you can win or lose a race just in your mind. Sometimes how you show up, how you react to situations can determine your outcome, and it's so interesting to see how drivers can sometimes fail because they get involved in one incident and then the whole night just seems to spiral out of control. I'm not saying that's Cal Lovell. I'm just saying it happens sometimes, and well, we'll see what that kind of mental fortitude can do under the hood of that 12 car, behind the driver's seat, I should say.
Here's the battle for 6th. It's Austin Hakes to the inside of Ray Tustin in that 18 car. Austin, really to the start of this season, I figured this 28 team, they would have a lot of speed, a lot of momentum. Austin is just such a great sim racer here in NR 2003 especially, and I just, this 28 car, they've kind of got, by their standards, right, by their standards, maybe not to the rest of the field, but they've gotten off to a little bit of a slow start. Figured they'd be up here competing for wins more often than not.
Yeah, Joe, it's early yet in the season, and that 28 team coming over to PTR, they've got to do a little bit of growing right now. Austin's been out of the NR 2003 game for a little bit, and although he is a veteran of the sport, of course, every time you take a break and come back, sometimes you can lose a little bit of pace. But right now, take a look at the front of the field. Wong Do challenging Sinor to the inside.
Yeah, and here it is. It's that long run speed of the 54 FedEx machine of Wong Do. He's to the inside of Garrett Sidner. That 16 car is just so fast. We're going to see how long he can kind of hold off this 54. He's got the preferred lane down here into 1 and 2. Wong Do, he looks like he's clear. He's going to... Oh, he thought about it for a second there, Tommy, but just not enough momentum to get by that 16.
Not yet, but that bottom line in 3 and 4, we'll see if the 54 can take advantage of it again. So far, it looks like he... Oh, it's so close, Joe.
Yeah, I just, that 54 isn't as strong as the 16 on the bottom. He's going to need help coming down the straightaways here. Is Davey Hazard giving him a push through the tri-oval?
Yeah, I think right now that 16 is showing everybody that the high line is possible, but it may only be the 16 car that can really hold it up there, Joe. I mean, he's just so much better than everybody else up there. I'm kind of shocked he's been able to hold it up there as well as he has. Oh, Wong gets loose a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to allow Davey Hazard to pounce for the second position. They're going to be side by side going down into 1 and 2 with Hazard having the preferred lane. Check that. Hazard clears the 54 with help from the 77 of Healy.
How about that? It looked like just a couple of laps ago that Huang Do was going to be our leader and check out a little bit, but now it's Garrett Sidnor once again, and he's pulling away from Hazard in second place, with Jack Healy now looking for third.
Don't look now, the 17 car, Jake Oakley, he's catching these Toyotas up front, bringing a bow tie, bringing a little class to this top 5 right now.
Sure thing, Joe. Well, that 17 car certainly is a Chevrolet. You have that correct.
Come on, Tom, you got to talk about all the manufacturers. You can't just talk about yours.
Well, there's a lot of Toyotas up front there. 4 of them behind Oakley is a couple more of them right there, that 28 and 18. You have to go back all the way to, 9th place for Cameron Barnes right now, the highest running Ford Mustang, and right behind him, the 12 car, Cal Lovell. He's rebounded a little bit. He's now back into the top 10.
Cal doing a good job trying to get back up. He's going to probably need a caution to make up all this time, but now he's got a little bit better track position. We still watch these top 4. Huang Do has slid back. He's going to look to the inside of Healy down here through the tri-oval, going into 1. I think that 54 car is going to have enough momentum to get the pass done. He does. He's going to slide up here through the center.
Well, those 64 laps to go, so we're over halfway, certainly, but just a bit now, and we've seen Garrett Sidnor really seem to be the strongest out here, at least on a short run, but right now, Davey Hazard, he's closed the gap just a little bit. Let's see what it is this time by. It's down to, just under 0.2 of a second.
Getting reports that the 7 and 13 are having high water temps right now, Tommy. Yikes.
Yeah, it is hot out there, Joe, and if these teams put just a little bit too much tape on it, they can run hot. You can run hot for a little bit, Joe, but if you run way too hot for too long, they're going to end up having an expired motor, and that's never a good time.
I compare it to this, Tommy. You know, in the, like when you're, springtime's coming and you decide you're trying to wear, the jeans or the khakis, you're trying to wear them for a little longer before it gets too warm, and you just eventually one day you decide to push it, put on a hoodie, put on the jeans. It's 70, 80 degrees, and oh, it's just a little too hot for that stuff. Compare it to that, right? You get uncomfortable, you can't perform at your optimal level. Well, that's what happens to these race cars. If you put a little too much tape on them, they get too hot. They start lacking that little bit of performance here and there, and then sometimes they can expire, similar to how a person could pass out. As Davey Hazard looking for the lead.
Well, what a roller coaster of an analogy, I must say. Spot on. But here we go up front now. 4 cars all grouped together. That's the 16, 75, 54, and 77. Jake Oakley just a little bit behind them right now. Joe, we talked about draft earlier on, and it looks like these 4 are sticking together while we have a few other packs kind of rounding out our top 10.
So if we do, knock on wood, get to those green flag pit stops, Tommy, are you going to pit with these other guys, or do you want to come down by yourself?
I would like to pit by myself for the sole purpose that I want as much room on pit entry as I can. Las Vegas, you've seen it in real life, and it's no different here. A very tough pit road to get on. Oh, Hazard going low under the apron to make the move.
Yeah, we've almost had to put a lawnmower sponsorship on that 75, getting really close to the grass through the tri-oval. I don't know if he's going to have enough momentum here down the back straightaway. The 54 and 77 go up high. 54 no, though. Now, if Wang Doi's going to go to the inside of Hazard. We're 3 wide for a second. Hazard takes the lead. The 16 of Sidner washes up the track, and he's going to lose 3 positions here.
Hazard got a little tight and ran up the racetrack a little bit. That caused the 16 to have to move to the right a little bit more. Got up out of the groove, and he's fallen back to probably the worst we've seen him tonight as far as positions go.
And I'm going to be really interested to see, Tommy, how that 16 car handles with dirty air. I know you hate the term, but it's a thing, dirty air here at Las Vegas.
Well, it does make a difference, Joe, and I definitely noticed that at lights on Monday. So, yeah, like you said, that 16 car, we'll have to see how he's able to cope with it. And you've got to imagine, too, Joe, these tires getting worn down. We're going to find out right now if he has that car we think he has, where he can do anything and move anywhere in the pack, out front, worn tires or not. So this is a really telling time for that 16 crew and for all the other drivers to see what kind of competition they have.
And again, it goes into that scouting report. We're building a notebook right now about all of our competitors, of all the other guys on track, what moves they can make, what moves they can't make, how their cars handle over different periods of time. And right now, these guys are taking note. If we can just get a long run, we can get around that 16 car because he's got a short run machine.
Yeah, and right now the 75 doing a great job of holding the lead. Davey Hazard, boy, he's got probably the perfect sponsor tonight for Vegas. That's Lux Beans on that car, and sometimes you need a little bit of luck to win here at Vegas, but right now he's not letting that be a factor. That 75 car pulling away quite a bit from Jack Healy in second.
Yeah, doing a good job. Wang Do in the 54, we're getting reports that he's getting really tight here. And again, you can see that a couple laps ago, he scuffed the outside wall through turns number 2. He's going to be able to fend off the 17, the challenge from the 17 of Oakley here for that 4th position. And don't look now, Austin Hakes starting to close in on these top 5.
Yeah, he's going to creep in here, Joe. One thing I know about that setup, it is a wizard in 3 and 4. You know, the ones with the hats with the stars and moons on them? That's kind of what the setup feels like. You can do anything with it. And it seems like that, you know, that's really where he's making up a lot of time. But I think he's struggling in 1 and 2. That's why he's not up there at the top of the pack right now. But the more this run goes on, the closer he gets to the front.
Is there anything he can do to help the setup a little bit down in 1 and 2 while not hurting his speed in 3 and 4?
Well, I can't give away too many secrets, but what I can tell you is he's got a little bit of wedge he can play with.
Just a
That's
little
all I'm
bit?
gonna say. A little bit of wedge, and he can change some air pressures. I'm not going any farther than that.
Attack the track bar, baby.
I don't know. I don't recommend that with what he's driving right now. From personal experience.
You know, he's coming to pit road, so Austin Hakes, the first of our leaders to come down pit road, comes down from 6th. I'll come get fresh tires. Maybe that short pit helps him hop these guys, but he's definitely going to be in a position where he's going to have to make one more stop before the end of this thing.
As long as we don't get a mistimed yellow for him, it might be a really good move. I mean, he kind of wasn't, he was on the tail end of that draft, but I think that short pit, as we see Davey Hazard pitting now, I think that might help him. Here we go, Joe. Healy down, Doe down, a lot of leaders coming to pit road.
Yeah, all the Toyotas out front coming down pit road. Zach Krastowski farther back coming down pit road, so now Oakley's going to have the lead here.
It seems like it's been a while since a different manufacturer's led since Powerball earlier in the race, but it's the Chevrolet of Jake Oakley up front. Hazard slid through his pit stall just a little bit, Joe, and had to back up. That's going to lose him time.
That's not good. That's not good. You hate to see that for Davey Hazard in the 75 car. Well, again, we'll check in on it, see how this cycles out. You got to think, though, he'll be right there with those leaders. He'll just kind of lose that. He'll lose the track position a little bit here. You don't want that. You don't want that, Tommy.
He got passed by Huang Do already on pit road. Doesn't look like he's going to lose any more spots. Oh, it looks like Healy actually is going to lead this whole pack down.
Well, Healy came down in second, so he takes the lead here. So Davey Hazard loses 2 spots on pit road. Garrett Sidner, though, sitting there in 4th. Not a terrible stop by that crew, although he's... Well, actually, no, he's farther back behind these leaders now.
Yeah, Joe, like we've mentioned, trouble with that pit crew all night long, even under yellow, but it's going to be more of an issue under green. Joseph Weaver now hitting pit road. Might have sped right there. I don't know, Weaver.
Well, we used to say 119 you're warping, but maybe 10 car you're speeding is the new thing, Tommy.
Here we go, Joe, up front. Austin Hicks is going to make the move on Healy, while Sidnor is rebounded his way, like we've seen before in the short run, to take the spot from Hicks. So it seems like Sidnor right now is in the provisional lead. Jake Oakley just went out of pit road in that 17 car, so he now in second place. Hicks looking beneath him.
Well, actually, Tommy, it's going to be the 75 of Davey Hazard. He's gotten back out front of Huang Do here in the 54.
Well, how about that, Joe? They were so far ahead, I didn't even see them. Great stops for those guys. Davey Hazard recovering from a little pit road mishap of overshooting his stall.
Well, now Austin Hicks in this number 28 machine. He's going to have that draft that he had lost earlier in the run, so we'll see how that 28 car kind of handle with these other guys. You know, you maybe made an adjustment there on that last pit stop based off of not having draft and might hurt the car.
We'll have to see that 28 car. I mean, he's there now with them, Joe, and we'll have to see if he can hang on. We know the 77 of Jack Healy's fast. We know Jake Oakley was almost kind of on that fringe of the lead pack last run. So these guys, if they can get closer together, I think they might have a chance at catching these leaders. But that 16, the 75, the 54, really so fast. They've been the class of the field so far.
Huang Do looking to the inside here through 3 and 4. Again, this for the lead. Once everything cycles through, give him the position really easily there. Davey Hazard just letting that 54 by.
And like you said, Joe, this is for the provisional lead, but it's the 25 of Randall Coleman. He's still staying out. Your leader currently, but he has to come to pit road shortly.
Hey, stretch the fuel. Maybe he can make it to the end on just this one stop. Really close there. Off of turn 2 between the 16 and 75.
And opposite of a couple laps ago, that's 16 making the move in 3 and 4 now to take the lead from to take the position from Hazard. He moves into provisional second place. And now make that actual second place as Randall Coleman has come down pit road for service. Oh, 16 hits the apron a little bit.
He's going to let the 75 at Hazard get to his inside here. He's going to have all the momentum coming down the back straightaway and the preferred line through 3 and 4. Let's see if Hazard can get the pass done.
Oh, you're going to be really close, Joe. I mean, that was, I don't know if you could slip a piece of paper between those two cars.
I couldn't slip a card between those two cars, man. Not an ace, not a king, not a queen.
I thought that you were going with that. You joker.
There you go. Having fun tonight here on JTN at Las Vegas, United States Online Racing League. Currently, Huang Do out front, Davey Hazard second, Garrett Sidner in third, Jake Oakley in fourth. I keep calling him Jack. I'm so sorry, Mr. Jake Oakley in that 17 car. And then 5th is Jack Healy in the 77. Austin Hakes there in 60. Saw him at the back of your screen in that yellow car.
Lap traffic of Darren Ingram down below. He, of course, had a huge incident earlier in this race, a lot of rear end damage, as did Austin Spencer. Slid on his side for quite a while in turns 3 and 4.
And just tough breaks all around for a lot of these guys tonight, Tommy. And, you know, sometimes you just get dealt a bad hand and you got to roll with it. You got to try your best, get as much as you can with it.
Yeah, I mean, some of these guys, you know, they started this race and, you know, they're playing blackjack and all right, they're feeling good, and all of a sudden you get a 2 and a 3, and the dealer has already has a queen over there. So I'm trying my best.
And just some breaking news: Michigan wins 48-42 in triple overtime. Heck yeah, brother! I am not sad.
Congratulations.
We beat Rutgers, baby. Woo! You know a guy, though, that's beating the field right now? It's Huang Do here out front.
Yeah, Huang's an Ohio State fan. They had their way
no.
to Indiana earlier today.
No. No. Now I can't root for him to win, Tommy.
Well, you might not have to. Garrett Sidnor's been closing that gap, Joe.
Well, I don't root for anyone. I got to make that clear. I don't root for anyone. You know, complete transparency, non-biased commentating here.
I always root for Michael Murata, but don't tell anybody.
That's okay. We all root for Mikey.
Yep, came down just a little bit more that time. Getting really close between the 16 and 54. It was earlier in the race we saw it. These cars swapped where the 16 was leading and the 54 was creeping up on him. Now we'll see what Sidnor can do. Whether or not he has enough gas in the tank, let's see what they got. Of course, that's a metaphor, gas in the tank. These guys should have to pit one more time, yeah.
Are you telling me they didn't charge the batteries enough? Oh, wait, this isn't the electric series.
Not yet, anyway.
Now, these top two right now breaking away a little bit. Davey Hazard falling back in 3rd. Then behind him, it's Oakley in the 17 there in 4th. Healy and Austin Hakes are closing on, you know, Hakes has been able to close in a little bit here over the course of this run. Running 6th right now, trying to get up into that top 5 past the 77 car. But
yeah, and look who's in 7th back there. It's Cal Lovell. He's rebounded a little bit, but boy, he's still got a long ways to go. I'll tell you what, he needs a yellow, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely going
to use the pick. Huang Do's going to use the pick of John Peterson.
That was perfection.
Yeah, he's going to stay in the lead. But it didn't look like Garrett Sidnor really cared for that too much. I mean, he was right back on his bumper at the start and finish line.
Ooh, I'm going to get ya.
Word in from the California Poppy, you could both perform at the Krusty Krab Talent Show with the jokes tonight. I don't disagree. Probably better than Squidward dancing.
I can't breathe underwater, man. I'd suffocate.
Well, Sandy wears an air suit. We can do the same. We can figure it out.
But yeah, definitely better than Squidward dancing.
Hey, I looked at the schedule for USORL later on in the season, and we are going to have a SpongeBob SquarePants race again this season, like we did last season. So look forward to that. In a few months.
Oh, and if you want to see the schedule, Tommy, great segue. Check out the JTN merch store where you can buy the Season 7 United States Online Racing League on JTN Season 7 Cup Series schedule tee with the schedule right on the back of the shirt. Like, wow, that's so cool.
We'll never forget it then.
Oh, and it's super soft. It's a super soft shirt, a super great shirt there, and all those designs there on the JTN merch store. Great designs, great way to help support us here at JTN. If you can, of course. No pressure.
No pressure, but speaking of pressure, a little bit let off of Huang Do up front. Looks like the 16 car sliding back a little bit, and once again, Davey Hazard on a longer run, able to close the gap a little bit. That 75 car you give him a few laps. I think he might be able to challenge Huang Do for a green. Excuse me, for the lead if we stay green.
Well, and that's the big caveat right now. If we stay green, we saw a rash of cautions at the start of this thing. We've been green since, lap 55, 56, in that range. We saw green flag pit stops for the first time tonight. And right now, Davey Hazard here in the Lux Bean Machine running in third, trying to hunt down Garrett Sidner for second, as they're both chasing the 54 Huang Do for the lead.
Yeah, these three have kind of pulled away a little bit, Joe. It's a second and a half back to Jake Oakley. Behind them, another second to the 77 and 28 of Healy and Hakes. It seems like every time I look up at the scoreboard, Austin Hakes, it doesn't matter what lap of the race it is, he's always been in sixth. And he's holding steady there. Up front, the 16 closing up on the 54 again, the 75 falling back just a bit. I don't think they have chess at casinos, but if they did, this would be like chess at a casino, Joe.
Come on, you gotta have some better ones than that.
I don't know if they have checkers at a casino,
No,
Joe, but
no,
if they did,
no.
this would be like checkers at a casino.
Oh, brother. Well, sometimes you place the money on red, sometimes you put the chips on black, and sometimes you pick a number. Right now, I don't know if any of these guys know what to pick, but oh boy, I'd be picking this 54 car. He's out front.
Yeah, he's doing good right here, Joe. We'll have to see if this race win is going to suit him. You wouldn't want to run into any situations that might break your heart. And I think anyone that could break his heart right now and be a spade in his side would be the 16 of Sidnor. He's been really fast, but will he be the king at the end of this thing? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, and Tommy, by the end of this thing, you don't want to bust. You don't want to fail. You don't want to ruin what you have going. You don't want to be in the hole when you exit Las Vegas. And right now, Garrett Sidner running in second. You got to think that 16 car feels like he's got an ace up his sleeve to try to win this thing.
Certainly, Joe, but it might take a little bit of extra chips he's got to put down and risk if he wants to get this lead. But with great risk also comes great reward, but also risk. So watch out, but it looks like he's looking for the lead now.
Well, he takes a gamble here, goes to the inside, down the front straightaway through the tri-oval. Sidner to the bottom through turns 1 and 2. He's going to clear the 54 of Huang Do with a power move there and says, bye-bye, I got the right cards in my hand right now.
Well, now he's going to try and double down that lead. He's going to have to do it lap after lap if he wants to pull away. That 54's been fast in a longer run, but you don't know. Maybe he doesn't have anything left, and in which case he might have to look at that 75 car if Davey Hazard. He stayed with these three, or these two.
Well, these three, and oh boy, I like, don't you usually have 5 cards in your hand, right?
Depends on the game.
Well, the good games have 5 cards.
Typical one, sure. Ooh, this is dangerous for TV. Boy, if the race goes south, boy, that'd be craps, wouldn't it, Joe?
Oh, no. Garrett Sidner, your leader. Huang Do in second. Third is Davey Hazard. We're going to go through the field here. Oakley in fourth. Fifth is Healy. Sixth, Austin Hakes. Peterson and Whitehill both a lap down here, but they're hanging tough with these leaders. Ray Coleman, is he a lap down too? Don't believe so. Trying to check time and scoring right now, Tommy.
Doesn't look like he is. He's in the lead lap.
Okay, so he's made his way up into that 8th position there in the 8 car. How fitting. Cal Laval, he's in 9th. He needs a caution. Joey Stefano a lap down. There's Zach Krastowski running in 10th, rounding out that top 10 here. See Robert Baucom, his first start.
Looking back at the lead, Joe, Huang Do's made the move back up front. He's going to clear Sidnor off of 4.
That's why they got to make passes when we're going through the field, Tommy.
They know we're not watching. They're just scared. That's all.
Well, they're coming up on lap traffic, the 11 car of Ruiz. Longo's going to go to the inside. Davey Hazard also going to the inside. He lets Garrett get in there. Nice move by Hazard, being very courteous to his fellow racer there. I'm not using that 11 car as a pick just yet. Just yet. Got to report.
I think Sidnor got away with one right there. Although this time, Hazard's going to take that second spot away.
I think Davey's just a nice guy.
Well, he's a nice guy, but on the racetrack, you gotta be mean and aggressive. We're coming down to the wire, Joe. You gotta make these moves.
Hey, you gotta make the moves. You gotta take the right risks here. Coming down at the end of this thing, just over 20 laps to go in this race.
Well, I can tell you, someone right now who, if he pulls that slot machine arm, he doesn't want to see lemons because it's that 54 car of Huang Do who's leading this race and handedly has been up in the top 3 all night, but hasn't relinquished his lead too often since he took it. Only a little bit there to Garrett Sidnor. Oh, and these guys coming out for pit stops, Joe. Final pit stops of the race.
Here they come, our top 3 all coming to pit road together. Jack Healy also coming to pit road there from the top 5. See what happens. You gotta hope that there's no shenanigans going on track right now, because that would definitely ruin your race. Austin Hakes also already on pit road. He's coming out right now. We'll see how that cycles through with everybody, but there's Sidner coming to his box. Healy also coming to his box. There's Hazard getting the right side tires, and he's going to lose a lot of time here on pit road, Tommy.
Huang Do had a great stop. It looks like Huang must have done something different. He might have taken 2. I'm going to go take a look down there with that crew and see if they did that. Joe, they might have just rolled the dice.
But that, Tommy, I don't like that move because you're the leader.
And Joe, that's exactly what the 54 team did. They rolled the dice and it came up snake eyes. That equals 2, Joe. That 54 team. That's what you gotta do. That's what I love seeing here at Las Vegas. You gotta take that gamble, Joe.
Well, and back to Tommy's earlier story about his first NR win here at Las Vegas. He talked about that race where he won. Well, do you want to know what I did in that race, Tommy?
Yeah, Joe.
I rode around in 3rd gear the entire time because, well, I didn't have 4th gear, so I took the gamble that I would be able to make up a couple positions and not waste my time, and hey, it ended up working out that we had a big incident at the end, and you picked up a couple spots, a couple guys out here looking to take that gamble. Quick update on Jeff Dixon in the number 15 car. They lost power to that machine again and decided to take it behind the wall and try to figure it out for next week.
Yeah, rough night for that 15. A lot of speed, just couldn't keep it together. Sometimes those reliability issues happen. Disappointing there, certainly. We know he was fast. He's fast everywhere, but unlucky tonight. In the Sin City, right now, Huang Do, his gamble might just pay off. We'll have to see. Right now, he's in 5th place now. We've had quite a few cars that haven't pit. That's the 8 of Trey Coleman, the 88 of Robert Balcom, the 7 of Cam Barnes, and the 2 of Sean Whitehill. Only cars left on the lead lap right now. Working lap 119 of 134.
And Tommy, they're not going to be able to stretch it to the end, right?
I don't think they will, but I do know that if they would, that's like putting all your money on red and coming up green or something like that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Well,
Huang Do, he's got a beautiful white, purple, and green machine out front. FedEx ground on the side and on the hood here in this number 54 car. Tommy, I worry about the 2-tire move. Right now, Davey Hazard doesn't look like he's really been able to make up the gap, but a late race caution could shake things up if we were to get it.
yeah, it will shake things up a little bit, Joe. You got to figure it out. You know, shaking. By the way, let me make a point here. It'll shake it up. It's not going to stir it up. It's going to shake it up. But I think for that 54 team, they put themselves in a position where they're kind of out of luck if this thing goes, well, if this thing doesn't go green all the way. I think the only way they're going to win is if it goes green, because if they have to restart on those older tires, only taking to that stop, and, you know, we get a late yellow, I don't think that's going to work out very well for them. However, if they decide to pit and everyone else decides to pit, it could work. But again, I think you're going to get a situation there where you're counting cars to see who pits and who doesn't.
Well, and also when you choose your lane at the end, right?
That's right. It's exactly right, Joe.
All night, this 54 car has just been very strong, Tommy. He's been very good. He's been great out front. Won't go in the 54. Doing a great job out front right now.
Well, he's done a good job on worn tires, and now he's going to be on especially more worn tires than the rest of the field. Remember, last time by, and that pit stop only took 2 right side tires. That 54 has been strong. It seems like the second half of the race, the class of the field, we'll see. He's got about a 2-second gap over Davey Hazard, but that time by, Joe, Davey Hazard cut into that thing by about 0.3 of a second.
And if you multiply...
The math doesn't work out.
Oh boy, here we go. I mean, Hazard can get there. He's going to have to get around the 7-car Cam Barnes, so you got lap traffic in between them right now. But that 7-car might actually help the 75. He's going to get a little bit of suck, a little bit of draft off the 7 here once they catch up.
For everybody at home, just a cool photo opportunity that's going to happen here pretty soon. Jack Healy in the 77 is going to lap the 7 of Cam Barnes, so we're going to have a 777 out there at Las Vegas. Just thought I'd point that one out here.
And Tommy, we're coming up to it this time by. Why don't you tell everyone about our friends? You tell them about our friends.
Well, our friends tonight, for the TWB 10 to go, you've heard them before, you're going to hear them again. It's GardenLightsDirect.com. Yeah, that's right. It's GardenLightsDirect.com. From porches to patios and more, for all your outdoor lighting needs, visit GardenLightsDirect.com for great prices and a great selection. And right now, they're having their Black Friday sale on their website. That's GardenLightsDirect.com. Once again, GardenLightsDirect.com. That's your TWB 10 to go.
And thanks to TWB and GardenLightsDirect.com for hopping on board on the broadcast tonight. Appreciate you. And if you got a sponsor and you want to sponsor these broadcasts at JTN, head over to our Facebook page, send us a message, and, you know, great way to get your sponsorships up here on JTN. And Davey Hazard, Tommy, he's closing the gap on this 54, driving like a madman out here trying to make up the gap.
Well, I think Kwang Do and that team might have just been too aggressive. They saw they had 15 in their hand. They said, hit me instead of stay, and they might have just gone bust. That gap has shrunk now to under 0.3 of a second, even less now. That 75 car, you can blow by him.
Oh my goodness, did you see that 75 through turns 1 and 2? He just passed that 54 like it was standing still.
Behind him now, the 16 of Sidnor. He's going to take over second place in just a matter of moments, I think, here, Joe. That 54 on those 2 tires, struggling for grip out there. The gamble does not look like it's going to pay off.
And it looks like last week's winner, Trey Coleman, blowing up down the front straightaway, putting oil all over the apron. We stay green.
Not too much of an issue for them. As you said, they won last week. They're locked in. But you always want to finish as well as you can at every race right now. So back up front, the lead is now between Davey Hazard and Garrett Sidnor, and that 16 car behind by about 1/4 of a second. I'll tell you what, Lux is on Davey's side. It's going to be hard to beat that.
Be hard, but this 16 is the guy that has it. Garrett Sidner in the Crunchyroll machine. He's trying to hunt down this 75. He's closing the gap on our leader, Davey Hazard.
Close Sidnor, we talked about it earlier. He was so dominant early in a run, and here it looks like we're going to end on kind of a medium-ish run. It looks like in those situations he falls back a little bit, so I think that 16 is going to have to get aggressive now. He's closing up to the back end of Hazard. He's really got to capitalize as much as he can. It looks like he's struggled through 3 and 4 in the 75 car. We'll have to see how he gains through these set of turns.
Hazard trying to hold off the 16 of Sidner. We've seen this before numerous times here in the Red Bull Cup Series, and Hazard continuing to hold off the 16 for now. They both cut the apron there through the tri-oval, trying to make it as short of a racetrack or length around. Words.
Oh boy, that 16 got really close that time by.
Ooh, Hazard
Oh,
blocking
that's
him.
nothing.
Sidner all over
Oh,
the back
man.
bumper.
It's close, Joe. These guys are close. And there's just 3 laps to go.
Ah, Tommy, this is scary. This 16 car is Sidner. He's getting really close to the back bumper of Hazard. He's trying to get a run, trying to figure out a way to get around him, though.
Yeah, we'll see. Sidnor might have just showed his hand for what he might do to Hazard on these closing laps. If the 16's got anything for the 75, it looks like that 75 car is not going to give up that bottom easily. 2 to go.
Hazard continuing to try to hold off the 16. He's done a great job. Sidner sends it down into turn 1. That might have been a last-ditch effort there, Tommy. He's going to get tight through the center. He's going to wash up Hazard with momentum down the back straightaway.
He's got to regain right now here, Joe. He's got to regain. Just because you lost a little bit, you don't need to go all in right now and blow it all. That 16, he's still close to him. Let's see if he can try in 1 and 2 to stay close and then make a move in 3 and 4. White flag and 1 more lap to go.
Yeah, Hazard, the 16, all over the back bumper of Davey Hazard. He gets so close through the center of the corner. That's going to cause the 16 to get tight. But we've seen that 16 of Sidner really strong through turns 3 and 4. If he can have momentum down the back straightaway, he heads to the bottom on the apron. That's going to do it, Tommy.
Oh, my goodness, and that's going to be it.
Coming off of turn number 4, Davey Hazard, he's going to see the checkered flag. He wins at Las Vegas.
My, oh my, and Sidnor tried his best. Looks like that car just got away with him on those old tires there, going into 3. Well, Davey Hazard, Lux was on his side, both on the car and in the car. The 75 team coming away with the victory tonight. How about it, Joe?
Just a phenomenal run for Davey Hazard. Started at the back of the field, Tommy, and just methodically made his way up to the front. Was up in that top 5 throughout the night. Now he's going to take it through here in the tri-oval. Wave to the fans. He's going to burn it down here at Las Vegas.
Boy, what a burnout it is. The fountain show at the Bellagio is definitely one to see, but so was Davey Hazard's victory celebration tonight here at Las Vegas. Congratulations to that team. Big win for that group there. Locked themselves into the playoffs.
And again, we talked about it the first 2 races. It means a lot to be locked into those playoffs this early on in the season. But Tommy, just Davey Hazard, he was so frustrated at the end of season 6, and now to get a win this early on, it's got to feel really, really good.
Well, that's the thing, like you said, Joe, this early on. I mean, we know Davey, one of those drivers, you always feel like he's going to win at some point, right? He's got it. He's that fast. He's that good anywhere you go. But to get it done this early, to lock yourself in, to take that pressure off, look for the 75 team now to try some things out, be aggressive with some strategy calls maybe, and try and gain as many playoff points as they can heading in to that chase at the end of the season.
Tommy, as we get all of our post-race stuff up, why don't you start bringing in our top 3 finishers?
Well, sure thing, Joe, and we're going to start with the 54 of Huang Do, a guy who rolled the dice. Didn't pan out for him this time, but we'll have to get his thoughts on that situation here in just a few moments. And coming up into the booth now, he rolled the dice, but it came up as a bust. Huang Do took 2 tires from the lead on the final pit stop. Unfortunately for him, didn't quite. There's some Davey Hazard fans you can hear in the stands, but for Huang Do, didn't quite get the finish he wanted. A 3rd place tonight. How do you feel, Huang?
Car was great. Almost won. Yeah, that's it. Gambled wrong.
Playing that move at the end, did you think that was your only shot to win? Or did you think maybe you can luck into one?
I could have gone for 4, but I don't know. I thought it would be short enough run that I could get to the finish line first, but apparently not.
Well, it is Vegas. Sometimes you have to gamble. Tonight for you, it didn't pay off, but still a good points day for the 54 crew. Is there anyone you'd like to thank while you're here?
No.
You heard it here first. That's Huang Do, driver number 54, finishing third place here tonight at Vegas. And Joe, some disappointment certainly from that camp. That strategy call didn't work out for them this time, but hopefully in the future it will. That's just what happens here at Las Vegas sometimes. What do you think?
Yeah, that's just it. It's a heartbreaker, right? You feel bad for the whole 54 team that the call at the end just didn't pan out, right? It just didn't pan out for him, and you hate to see it. You hate to see it, especially with how fast that car was throughout the night. But Tommy, I have a friend is right now going through results, so why don't you bring up our second place finisher tonight, Garrett Sidner?
Well, Joe, there we go. And here he is, Garrett Sidnor, second place tonight. Oh, so close, but just one spot short tonight. Garrett, take us through your race this afternoon.
Oh, she was a bad fast machine, I'll tell you that. We put some great power under the hood tonight. That car that we built for Monday, we brought the same stuff today, and we really could power the bottom on restarts. I mean, you guys kept seeing all night. Our pit crew kept putting us back in 3 or 4 spots every restart. And we had to claw our way through. But I mean, first 10 or so laps, we were firing, and then our goal after about 15 laps in a run was to stay with those guys in front of us, like Huang and Davey. We had a great race with tonight. Fun racing those guys.
Yeah, fun race to watch for us up here in the booth, Garrett. But we saw you were really fast on those short runs. What did you need to have a little more speed on the long run?
I honestly don't know what to tell you. Other than I mean, that's just what our car was built to do. If we had a little bit more of throttle off the corner there later in the runs, that's where Davey was getting us beat before those green flag stops we had. So yeah, that was the difference. But I mean, we still had a great, really fast car. I mean, obviously we showed it again tonight. So yeah.
Well, Garrett, you did lead the most laps tonight with 51, a second place finish. A very good points day for you and that whole crew. You're second in points now, just 7 points behind Jack Healy. Strong night for you. Anyone you'd like to thank while you're up here in the booth?
Man, I like to thank this Games 1, 2, 3 crew for giving me a fast Tonakawa Crunchyroll Toyota Camry tonight. Our guys finished 2, 3, 4 tonight. We have a really strong team this year, and we're going to be a threat. I know it. I just hate it for my guys, but we'll move on to next week. Back-to-back second place finishes for us, technically.
Hey, you just got to keep building momentum with that new team, Garrett. And again, congratulations on the second place finish tonight. And good luck next week at Sonoma. Oh, left and rights are going to be a little hard, aren't they?
I love Sonoma. Just we might not have a second place finish, but you know we'll give it what we got.
Hey, the point in life is just to have fun, right, buddy? Good luck next week.
All right, thank you.
Well, that was Garrett Sidnor, Joe. A strong team night for Games 1, 2, 3 Racing, certainly. And right now they also lead the points 1-2, Jack Healy and Garrett Sidnor. But the winner of tonight's race locked into the playoffs. It's Davey Hazard. He'll be in here shortly.
Real quick, before we get Davey in here, want to plug one of the things Davey's doing with us here at JTN. It's the Fake Racers podcast. Make sure you check it out on our YouTube page. You can go to the playlist, listen to them all. This past week, we talked the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series and Xfinity Series schedules, as well as talking a little bit about the next-gen testing that took place this past week at Charlotte on the Oval and the Roval. So some fun stuff there, and definitely worth a looky-loo. Well, Tommy, you brought him into the booth. He's got the headset on. I know PTR, your big family over there, so I want you to hype this man up like you've never done before.
Well, here he is all the way from Florida, Northeast Florida gang representing. He had Lux on the hood, and he brought it to victory lane. It's the Bean Machine in the 75 of Davey Hazard. Congratulations. You have locked yourself into the playoffs for Season 7.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. It's good to be here. Finally here, rough 2 weeks. I'm excited. I'm excited for what you guys got for me. What do you got? Let's hear it.
Well,
Davey, like you said, it was a rough first 2 weeks tonight, though you rebounded in a big way, getting that win and locking yourself in. You didn't lead the most laps tonight, but you led the ones that counted. It seemed like on a long run, nothing was going to be able to stop you.
Yeah, I really didn't anticipate that, but it kind of just worked out with the fact that the way my car would get into the corners, everybody else would dive it in. I would let off, I don't know, 3, 4 car lengths before everybody else. It just naturally saved my tires, and I just get in there and wait for it to set, and I would just get the run off, and it was equal with everybody for most of the night, the top guys, and by the end of the runs, it was always really good. That's what made that last run so tough. Was it wasn't necessarily a long run. We ran 15, 20 laps in that very last run, and it was it was 15 to 20 hardest laps I ran the whole entire night, and we barely squeaked by. Yeah, long runs. I like that. I like having a long run car, especially when it goes green like that. It was a lot of fun.
a lot of fun to watch tonight too, Davey. We saw it got really hairy off of turn 2 a lot tonight. Why was that?
Well, so coming off the corner in turn 2, just generally speaking, off of turn 2, the car would kind of float up. You would lose the front, and the car would kind of float up and get really, really light. The rear of the car would get really light off of 2. And a lot of people were running their setups a little looser for the runs tonight. So especially on restarts, you saw that a lot. I even got loose in the middle of 1 and 2. That's just the way the track is, the way the banking comes off that transition, the way the cars react to it. That was just that was for sure the toughest part of the racetrack for everybody.
Yeah, tough part of the racetrack tonight. A lot of guys having a tough night, but you and the 75 team did a great job rallying from a starting spot at the back of the field. For any of those folks out there that want to know how to win a race here in the United States Online Racing League, especially when they're starting from the back, what's the biggest key to that success?
A lot of patience. A lot of patience. You have to recognize that sometimes what you want to do just isn't going to work out, so you got to pull out of it. Um, you gotta be able to see that moment, see when that guy is going to make that move and you're going to end up wrecked, or see when the wreck is happening up there and when it's best to just turn left, go on the apron, let everybody pass you, and start over again. That's a lot of starting at the back, is having to start over again because of something that happened on the racetrack. Um, we got a little bit lucky in our race. We had the restart cone, or the choose cone on the restart, and I gained a few spots off that, and that gave me the track position to get a few extra spots off that restart, and that kept me in the front for most of the night. But that's the biggest key, is just kind of identifying, where the problem areas are, identifying that you're not always going to get exactly what you want, so you have to improvise, and you have to improvise in the moment.
Well, Davey, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with us after that victory. I'm sure the whole crew is excited down there, and I can't wait to celebrate with the whole PTR guys back at the shop. You've got a lot of Davey Hazard fans here in the Bordeaux household. Is there anyone you'd like to thank for this victory?
Well, thank you to the Bordeaux household, first of all. Wow. Thank you to my parents, who were probably watching. My Savannah, my girlfriend, she was probably watching. I don't know who else. If anyone I know was watching, thank you very much. Thank you guys, for putting on a great broadcast, I'm sure. Thank you to the United States Online Racing League for giving me a fun place to race for the last few seasons. I want to thank Joe for bringing me on for some Fake Racers podcast fun. I'm sure we'll get to that in a second. Yeah, thank you, everybody. I want to thank JTN for sponsoring the car tonight as well. TWP on the racetrack, supplying whatever you guys supply. Yeah, I got a long list, but there we go. Yeah, products and services, what he said.
TWB, providing products and services that get stuff done for consumers and businesses alike, Davey. And
I hate that.
You talk about the Fake Racers podcast. It's a great way for us to kind of talk about what knowledge we have, however little of it is. And Davey, what are these fans going to be expecting from the Fake Racers podcast throughout the off season?
Well, if I didn't just sound like a total idiot explaining my theory coming to the front, stuff like that, just stuff where we kind of identify and break down the things that hardcore fans want to hear, and maybe the casual fan can learn something from it. Also, with I'm sure we have a lot of fun, so you'll laugh maybe once or twice.
Maybe once or twice. But Davey, again, thanks so much for taking the time. You can check out more and hear more from Davey on the Fake Racers podcast right here on JTN. We won't have an episode this week, taking the week off for Thanksgiving and whatnot, but
Happy Thanksgiving. Sorry, had to get that in.
You're all good, Davey. And You can also find out more about Davey on his watch him play some video games on his Twitch, twitch.com or twitch.tv, right?
Yeah,
Twitch.tv.
Twitch.tv. Here, I got you. I'll do this. I'll do the thing that I do for the podcast, right?
There
You
you
can
go.
check me out on twitch.tv/D7H5er with an ER at the end. You can check me out on Instagram at D7H5 and on Twitter at Davey Hazard. Also, buy JTN merch and buy the Fake Racers Podcast merch on JTN merch because it's nice looking and you'll love it.
It's comfy. Very comfy.
I can attest. I have the hoodie. It's beautiful. I wouldn't have worn it tonight because I'm already sweating with a t-shirt. My JTN t-shirt, by the way.
That's why Davey's the best. Well, Tommy, you're also the best. Y'all are the best. Everyone watching, thank you so much for watching. Davey, thank you for taking the time. Go celebrate this victory, but don't celebrate too much. You know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas and all, but we want to make sure that you still look clean and green to sponsors out there, PR-wise.
Absolutely. We're going to have some adult beverages, but that's on the down low.
Davey Hazard, winner tonight, Las Vegas. Congrats, buddy. Good luck next week at Sonoma.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Well, Tommy, I think that's going to do it from us here at Las Vegas. You had some winnings before the race, and we definitely won with the racing that we saw tonight here at the 1.5-mile racetrack just down the street. Tommy, sum it up for me. Just what was your biggest thing that you took away from tonight?
Some drivers rolled the dice, and for Davey Hazard, he hit the jackpot. For Huang Do and some others, they went bust.
Well, and Tommy, it's just what happens, right? It's just sometimes luck is not on your side, and sometimes luck is literally on your side, as Davey Hazard had the Lux Bean machine tonight. Well, folks, that'll do it from us here at JTN. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We appreciate y'all sticking with us. Make sure, if you haven't already, hit like on the video. Subscribe to us here at the JoeTowNetwork on YouTube. Head over to our Facebook page. Give us a like over there. Head over to our new Twitter. Give us a follow. We'd appreciate that so much. Also, make sure you check out all our sponsors linked in the description below. I won't go through them again here. For everyone here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, for Tommy Bordeaux, I've been Joe Twansky. Thank you so much for watching. Spread peace, love, and happiness to all those that cross your path. And we'll see you Tuesday night for the Hobo Racing League Aero 88 series. And then we'll see you in a couple weeks' time. We won't be back with USORL this next weekend. It's there at Sonoma. But we'll be back with them in a few weeks' time at Anchorage for a Dash for Cash race, Tommy, which is going to be a great time. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, night, day, whatever you're watching. Thank you so much for tuning in to JTN. We'll see you guys next time.